Welcome to episode 3 of the Games Without Borders podcast. It's my privilege to interview David Ellams, who's the visionary founder of Our World, and someone that I'm actually in the process of being in a network of game designers. We're in all these huddles with Telegram and Zoom calls, and there's a whole lot of activity happening behind the scenes to some degree, with the talk of what is this game of games. And so I've obviously got Civil X and Vicarious, and through different dialogues we've now collided with David and a bunch of other great genius geeks who are in some ways building the new internet, designing the game of games. And so today we'll be talking about obviously your particular flavor, your particular vision with Our World, and also all of the other peripheral technologies that are going to plug into this holistic unity of consciousness, of gamified living, of the Internet of Things. Like, there's just so much we're going to talk about. But I'd love to start just by saying, first of all, thanks for being here. And secondly, just any intro about yourself, particularly to do with your vision. And I know you've been working on this, on Our World, for quite a few years, 7 or 8 or maybe even 9 years ago, when you first started to see the picture of what the internet could be, of how we can leverage technologies. What does it look like to you?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here. It's great to be here. Basically, it actually all started, like you said, like I think in 2011, when I saw Minecraft. I think everyone knows Minecraft by now. I've been living in a cave for a while. I saw my friend playing that, and I always loved Lego when I was growing up. I always had like a kind of engineering, like scientific mind, and I loved building things. And I started programming on a Spectrum at 8 because my dad bought me a Spectrum, and I was more interested in how things worked rather than just playing games. But I love playing games as well, which is why I love like game design and gamification, because I've been like a hardcore gamer basically most of my life. But I don't get much time to play games anymore. Now I'm building them instead. It's probably the same for most people, really. So that was it really. And I just saw that game Minecraft, and I just thought, well, like that's really cool. And but my friend was saying it was written in Java, and it's really like using all the memory and CPU. And I'm like a half geek. I'm like also like half hippie, half geek. I always describe myself as like a hybrid. And I just thought, wow, that's cool. And I thought, I always kind of did think about like creating a game with Lego, because when I saw Minecraft, I thought, oh, that's kind of similar. But it wasn't a serious thought like before that. When I saw Minecraft, I thought, right, that's cool, but I can do better. I thought that's I really want to create something like uses like hardware acceleration, GPU. Because at the time, Minecraft was full software rendering, and it was like the early days of Minecraft. And I just thought, wow, and I just started getting all these ideas of how I could improve it. So then, what it was originally called My World, that was the first name it was going to be called when it's going to come out. So creating My World. But then my spiritual journey, like kind of started in Avalon. It's like it's a heart chakra of Gaia in Glastonbury on 12/12/12. And then in 2013, like I started getting all these downloads. If people understand what it means, like basic downloads and visions of like the future kind of things. I've always been like a visionary, so seeing the future. Then in My World become Our World. Then I realized it wasn't about my world. We want to have unity consciousness. So basically, I went for a big upgrade, like a walk-in kind of thing. And I started embodying like unity consciousness and oneness, and about like being together and how we can create a better world. So the slogan for Our World is "Together we can create a better world." And I just wanted to create this like massive educational, collaborative like platform where we can put our differences aside and work together, because all the games like were all about like survival of the fittest, like the battle royale and frontier, Fortnite I think it is, and I don't really play those games anymore. When I was growing up, I grew up in Doom and Nukem 3D, back in the days, and Command and Conquer and Red Alert. They're all my favorite games when I was growing up, and Warcraft. So I always loved building strategy and first-person shooter games. But then I realized like it's not good for kids. Like now the graphics, because back then it's all cartoony, it wasn't that realistic, but now the graphics get more realistic, and I just think it's not good like 7-year-olds playing like these really graphical, realistic games like Call of Duty, and learning the wrong life lessons. You know, like stealing cars in GTA and blowing people up. And I just feel it's like desensitizing people to violence. And people say it isn't affecting them, but it is. That subconsciously it is programming you. And it's the same. It's quite a big problem in all society with the violent films, and wonder why there's so much gun crime and knife crime, and it's just like conditioning. You know, like this whole violent war mentality that we seem to have in society. We just think, oh, it's fine to invade countries, and you know, it's getting better now. You know, people are starting to like want peace. But I just thought we have like a moral and social responsibility to use technology for good, you know, and to teach like kids and who are the next generation, the future leaders of mankind, like the right life lessons. You know, it's like, so kind of, that's kind of like why so that's my why, basically. That's why I wanted to do it. I was really passionate about basically the kids and an educational thing, and that's what's so amazing seeing Jordan's CivX. Like he's done a presentation yesterday on the Awakened Dream Synergy, which I guess people can like check out on YouTube and find that link some point when it gets uploaded. And yeah, I was on a call as well. It's an amazing conversation. You can see me and Jordan were talking about a lot of stuff with other people on there. And his why is so similar. That's why it's so amazing. That's why I'm really excited to collaborate with you guys, because it's so similar. Like what he's building in CivX is like so similar to what is in our world. But like I say, it's like we've all got different pieces, and like it's like we're looking at the same mountain, but we're looking at different sides of the mountain. So like our world is like the mirror of CivX. It's like the other part of it. So there was a bit of our world which is like overlaps massively with CivX. So I want to collaborate with the avatar builder, because I've got like the other half of the avatar builder. For example, like integrating the avatar karma system, which is part of our world. So basically, that means you gain karma for doing good deeds, like picking up litter and helping people in the game. And so, like, if someone's sad in the game, like people's emotions like are fed into the game. So they get like they look sad. The avatar looks sad as a cloud above their head, and then you go and hug them or send them some love in the game, and then like you gain karma for like helping people, because you can play it how you want. So you can be selfish like the other games and build your town and your house and your village like on your own. But then like if storms come along or the problem is no one else to help you. But if you're working together as a community, then you all thrive and you gain more karma. So like it's like an educational platform where you're not forced to play it anyway. Like it's completely free, open world. So you're free to play it however you like, but you'll progress and benefit a lot more. So it's like that's how it teaches people. It's like a feedback system, and then it kind of merges into real life as well, which I call infinite reality. It's like XR. We had like virtual reality, augmented reality, and then a thing called infinite reality. So I call it IR, and it's kind of like blurring the line between reality and virtual, so they become like one. And that's basically, so in real life you apply the lessons you learn in our world in real life. So then so you start picking up litter in real life, and you gain karma for that, and you have like a self-help app, like a mindfulness app to improve yourself. You gain karma on that. So that's why I created the thing called the Oasis API, and that basically is that's live now. So that's the first bit. So I've basically been building out the back end, the front end. So I'm like an architect, like a math scientist architect, which are called Oasis API, which is the name was actually inspired from Ready Player One, because that was the closest thing that I could relate to what's in my head. Because for years, back from also 2013 onwards, I was trying to explain this to my like spiritual community tribe, and they didn't understand it. I was any technology person. I knew technology people and I knew spiritual people, but I never found anyone who were both. It's only the last couple of years I started finding like you guys, who were like, finally my tribe. But I just try to say technology isn't bad. Like people keep telling me, like it's like the way we use it. You know, it's the way it's applied. It can be an amazing gift to humanity if it's done the right way, the right intentions. So yeah, that's why I created the. That's why I used Ready Player One as a reference, because that's the closest thing to what I was seeing in my visions. And then the Oasis API allows people to gain karma in all these different apps. So like you can gain karma for planting a tree in the rainforest, or like improving yourself, or gifting to charity. Any way that's doing good for the world, basically, you level up, and then you level up your karma. So karma is like your EXP, if you your XP, like in other role playing games.
Experience points,
and then you gain. yeah, so then you get your karma, and then you level up and you unlock special gifts, superpowers, and eventually you learn to fly, telekinesis, you can teleport, and it's like it's like your own superhero journey, your hero's journey. It's like the superhero journey, and that's what it is. So you become the superhero of your own life story, um, and then yeah, you get these powers, but you only get that you don't get it by like slaying people and stealing things from people. You get it from doing good and helping people. So it's completely flipping it around. Like and also you can lose karma as well. So if you like abusive to people, or you selfish, or anything like that, then people can like report you, and then you can lose karma. Like it takes a lot of thought though. 'Cause I'm still working out how people can't game the system. Like pretending they pick up litter and they haven't. It's a lot of a lot of challenges I've had over the 7 years. This is what I've been working on, is figuring out a way of like embedding it into society, because it's much more than just a game that's in a little silo. It's about integration, and that's my speciality, is integration, bridge building, and gamification. They're my gifts I bring to the world, basically. It's about
Beautiful.
integrating and bringing us all together, which is why can't wait to see how they integrate with CivX, because that is the closest thing I've seen to the division that I've had for so long.
Amazing. And tell me
Like
what
a
it would be like.
long spiel.
Yeah, no, perfect. That was great. You laid out so much there. And I just
Just
wanted to,
flows out of me. So.
it's beautiful. It's perfect. I really caught it all. And I'm just wondering if you could summarize like the experience. Imagine the vision, imagine our world and all the other peripheral software and alliances of all the different games. And it's all feeding into a beautiful ecosystem. What would that experience be like? Just run us through, like, it's an international success. Our world is there on the front page. Everyone's got the headgear and all that sort of stuff. And I know you mentioned Ready Player One. So, I've seen that film, and I've also listened to the audiobook, and I really love the story and the world. But from your perspective, what would it be like to wake up in the morning and have our world there? What would the community be like that are playing?
Yeah, it's just I think we'll be like, I don't know, I'm be really happy and celebrate, like that finally my vision is finally manifested, because it's been quite a long journey. Like I won't go too far into that. It's a lot of challenges, but I think it's part of we'll have like a soul contract, and we have like our own paths, and it was just like to go through like that, testing my patience and surrender and resilience, and to do the inner work. And that one of my lessons to be in this incarnation is basically patience. So a lot of patience and perseverance, but I know like eventually it will be. So like, yeah, that vision is like I said, that's why it's called Our World. Because I realized like everyone is a member of Our World. Everyone is part of the Our World tribe, because the whole point of that, I want to empower everyone, take responsibility for looking after a beautiful planet. So I didn't want it to be like my way or the highway kind of thing. I want it to be a massive, open, collaborative vision and movement. So I keep saying, people say it's a game. It's not just a game. It's a platform. It's a movement. It's a philosophy. It's like a whole different way of looking at life, because we are in a game. The whole universe is a game. It's a polarity integration game. We are like all players, we're all avatars in the game of life. So it really, I see it as a game within a game. And everything's fractal and holonic. So it's kind of like it's like it's a training platform. So like, I'm not sure how spiritual the audience is, but I'm just speaking the truth of it all. Basically, it's about like creating a better world. But then like, I feel like we can all ascend to like the fifth dimension or higher dimension. And it's about like realizing our inner power and inner like God training in a way. So we're kind of like gods in the makings kind of thing. Like we all are like God inside, and that's why it's like we become superheroes, and we are like creating the game within the game. So
Beautiful.
And that's why I'm excited to see how all the pieces come together. Like I think, as I said before we start recording, like a CivX website ends in .world, and there's not a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidences. And I just launched the Oasis platform, and that's called Oasis Platform.world. And I've got about 10 or so other domain names already in .world, because .world is hard to use, and that is basically our world ecosystem. That is the way of bringing it all together. And that's why we joined the Open World Alliance, and your and your art thing is world as well. So it's basically everything is to do with the world, and it's about like yeah, creating a better world for us all to live in. I hope that answers the question.
You mentioned fractals and holonics, and I think the idea of fractal geometry and things like that people might be familiar with, but holonics, and I guess might link to, there it is. Oh well, yeah,
So,
get that on the screen.
I just stand up. Yeah, my arm's gonna ache if I do that. But I just want to show you. I'm not normally wear black. I also wear light, colourful or rainbow colours. But I put this on for team colours. But yeah, you
team
can't see it.
uniform.
But yeah, you see it now. So.
And what is holonics? Like, that links to holochain, and what's the philosophy or how holonics actually work?
Yeah, so basically it comes from like a holon. It's basically it's like a holon is something that can exist independently, but also be part of a greater whole, and a whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So that's basically what our world is. Like the more things that can plug into it through the Races API, and sharing the avatar karma system, the greater the whole becomes. Because each like app or game, like I said, or website, anyone can use it basically. Can also, as well as sharing avatar single sign-on karma system, also has like a 3D object that's represented in the game. Basically, there's this just a quick background. Basically, people can check out the website for more details. There's two versions. There's a smartphone version, which is a bit like massively evolved Pokémon Go. So it's like a geolocation game, and you find crests in your local parks. It's getting kids out of the bedrooms and into nature. That's the other thing. So about, I really want to help the kids get off their phones and use technology to unplug from technology. I want to get them out of the bedrooms into the parks, doing quests. Look through the phone, and a tree will come alive through augmented reality and start talking to him. I go, "Hi, welcome back, Timmy. And I've lost my acorn children. Can you find them? I lost them in the park somewhere." And you go on a little treasure hunt for the park with your friends, like a teamwork, co-creative exercise. Or you look for your phone and you see like a mandala or a flower life, and you build like out of twigs and stones, like a holographic overlay on the grass, and you can build it. So it's like really connecting people with real life, with nature through technology. So people learn to unplug from it, and that's another way of gaining karma. And then the next version that comes out is the version that's similar to CivX, and that's the virtual reality version. So there's two versions: the smartphone version, and the next version is a console desktop version. And then they share the same real world. So that the smartphone and the desktop console people can play together and see each other through portals. So that in the park, in real life, you can look through there and see someone in the VR world in the park in the same geolocation on the 3D map, if you see what I mean. So you can it's like portals. You can see through two worlds, and that's what I'm all about: bridging realities, bridging realities, bridging paradigms, and bridging technology. So that's what I'm doing with that's what the holonic thing is about, connecting everything to everything, and that's what the Oasis API does as well. Not just as an avatar karma system. That's why it's taking so long, because I'm building the underlying infrastructure of the races that you saw in Ready Player One, where it's just one massive multiverse. But before I can get to the VR level, which you guys about with CFX, I have to build the underlying architecture, and that's my strengths basically. I've been doing it for 20 years, building large-scale enterprise as a C#.NET developer. I used to work for Nokia, Microsoft. I used to work for corporations in London and HSBC, and I've been building massive, large-scale architecture for years. So I'm building a massive interoperable architecture that allows everything to talk to everything else. So all the blockchains, Holochain, Ethereum, EOSIO, MongoDB, all the cloud. Basically, there's no more silos. So everything can connect, and it's like an abstraction layer of the whole internet. So it's a network of networks. So no longer do you have to build like in a DApp and you go, oh, I built it in Ethereum, but I want to go to Holochain now. You got to throw that away and rebuild it in that. No, you build it once, and it's called OApps, Oasis applications, and that's like a layer above it. And it's to make it the barrier to entry easier, so anyone can build the app, like a 5th generation programming language, like drag and drop interface if you want to, or you can code it as well. But then that's it. You write it once, and then it can run anywhere. You can deploy on any network. And then also you can also have a UI component, and then that app will have an object that appear in the smartphone version on the map, and also in the VR version on the 3D world. So like if a business or a group, like you're planting trees for example, in a rainforest, you could have a tree at your office in a geolocation. So on the real map, it's like a Google Earth, Google Play, it's like a decentralized, distributed Google Maps, Google Earth replacement. So rather than centralized and it's crowdsourced, crowd-funded data, you have a tree where your office is, or where you want that tree on the map representing your organization, and then in 3D virtual world, you'll have a massive big golden tree which you can look through, and maybe when you go to the park in real life as well, you can look through augmented reality and you can see your tree, and then you can like open the tree and you walk, and when you walk into the tree, it launches your app. So that's why it's the internet. It's not just a game. It's an operating system. Do you see what I mean? So virtual soccer. So then you don't have to go into close it down and launch, another app. It's all through one unified, fully integrated interface. So there's a lot to take in. This is where it's like the Oasis. It's not like separate apps. It's like one unified experience.
Yeah.
And that's how we yeah. So.
That makes sense. Yeah. So to summarize that idea, as you're saying, it's like you don't have to go outside of the game to then go to another website or open another app. They all exist within the outer shell of the Oasis, as you called it, which is like the operating system. So it's the new operating system. And I'm interested to know, with the current way that the internet is structured, I mean, I don't know as much detail as you would from the back end, but I get the concept. There's all these servers, and then we have the main kind of spine of it, sort of thing, and then they go off to these other sort of subsidiaries or small little pools of data. And as a user, we tend to plug into that big hive mind through Google as a main search engine, socially through big apps like Facebook, etc. How does Oasis relate to that? Like, what would the evolution be from where we currently are with the internet and the way we use it to eventually becoming citizens of the Oasis? Do we just have to throw it all away and jump over there, or are there baby steps leading from here to there?
Yeah, it's basically that's the baby steps. That's what I've been building out now. Basically, that starts with the Oasis API. How everything can connect to everything else. So there's things called won't get too technical, but basically it's like an interface in the Oasis API, and you have different layers like storage layer, network layer, UI layer, and you have different providers that can provide for that. So right now, I've got MongoDB, Holochain, Ethereum, EOS.io, and Telos. That was to give interoperability to Seeds, which I've just been onboarded to Seeds as well. But that's another story. So basically, I'm working with Seeds now to integrate that with the Oasis API. But then soon I'll be doing like a Facebook provider, like you said, Google provider, Microsoft. So you've got all your current single sign-ons. You got your Google account, and you've got your Microsoft account. You've got your Facebook login, and how you can use that to log into different sites and things. That's a bit I'm about to build now. But this is what I was building for Mark, for Open World Alliance. They wanted like a single sign-on system, so we can to not have to have 10 logins. You can just have one login. And the beautiful part of it is, rather than having to create you can create a new account if you wish, but also it has a migration path. That's all about building bridges from the old world to the new world. And one of those is you can log in with your Facebook credentials, and then that will migrate all your data from Facebook into your new Oasis avatar, and then you can delete and shut down your Facebook account if you want to. You can use it if you like, but it lets you log in with Facebook credentials. But the main key difference is that you're in control of your data, and that's the power of Holochain, like agent centric it's called. So rather than putting the data first and it's all in a centralized cloud where people can like sell your data to highest bidder, and God knows what happens to your data, you haven't got control of it, and it's a big thing. It's been the last few years people are becoming more aware of the privacy. So this is what Holochain addresses. But Holochain doesn't have any migration path or bridging. That's what I'm trying to address, is fill that gap, is to bridge from the current world, the cloud centralization world, to the new distributed decentralized world.
Amazing.
Because people need that path. So that's why it's taking so long. That's why Universe, I think, like it's brought like Jordan in like the CivX and that, because that I was getting to this is my baby. I really want to get into building the game. I love games, but I can't build, I'm a full stack developer. I can't build the top level. It's like a skyscraper. I can't build the penthouse suite until I built the foundation. So right now and this is a big architecture, and I'm working on my own, trying to get some funding because I've got labeled with autism, so I'm a technical visionary wizard, mad scientist, but I won't say words suck. I'm challenged in all the non-technical tasks like getting funding and how to I'm getting better at communicating. Like, I never used to be able to talk very well before, but like I've been struggling to get support basically. So like if anyone out there who wishes to help me with that would be great, because like I said, it's taken a long time. Obviously, to build the races on your own, I've done a lot of work in the 7 years, but it's still a lot more to do. Like I'm getting there, but that's why our world's taken like 7-8 years to manifest. So
incredible. Yeah, I want to totally. Yeah,
long journey.
Let's spend some time on that journey, because, like you said, you've been doing it on your own. You have obviously come from such 20 years of experience doing these kind of the architecture and the coding and that sort of stuff. You also mentioned briefly autism, and I know that there's the yoga. Was it Yoga for Autism that you started?
Yeah, my sister company. Yeah, because I discovered yoga really helped transform my life, so I created that as well. So yeah, I was doing that as well. So I was trying to build the races and run Yoga for Autism and contracts like 14 hours a day in London to fund it all. And no wonder I burnt out in 2013. Like I did it for like, I was having 3 hours of sleep a night, and it was crazy. Wow. And then I realized that I couldn't push myself. So now I had to slow me down. So now I know put my health second. So I learned how to balance my energy. I can't just work flat out on a computer all day. So
and what has the journey been like? So for these last 9 years, working by yourself, what's that been like? And was there up rise and falls? Was there breakthrough moments? Was there changes in business and relationships and things? Just love to hear about the daily life of someone who's trying to build the new internet by themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I never, because people say to me like sometimes misunderstand, like, oh, you want to do it on your own. I was like, I never want to do it on my own. I've been like crying out for help, but I just like you've known me a short time, but like probably seen that I've been like challenged in my communication skills and how to reach people, because that's part of the autism thing. I'm a technical wizard in my mind with computers, but trying to I can compared to most people with autism, people can't really tell. Like if you met me 10 years ago, you could tell I couldn't even make eye contact. I'd be stuttering. I wouldn't even come on this call. I would be like, oh, I can't do video. I don't want to be filmed. I wouldn't have any videos of me anywhere because I was just like, no, I can't. I just want to be in my little world, my music and like I was autistic. Properly, you could tell. But then I discovered yoga, and that really just transformed my life when like nothing else worked. So to answer your question, that is what got me through all this, because it's been a really, like you said, a roller coaster of a journey, ups and downs, breakthrough moments, moments when I feel like giving up. It's just so ridiculous, because I had so many moments when like false dawns when I thought, yes, this is it. I was about to get investment a few times, and it just fell through. Like it's just so many times. I've lost count now, but 4 or 5 times I've started building a team, and then unfortunately, because you can't pay people, volunteers only stick around so long, and it's not, I learned to let go, and I know like they've got family and support, they've got their own needs, so like, of course I can't expect them to work for nothing. And I was trying so hard to get funding, so many ways, through investment channels, crowdfunding, grants, and I just got declined again and again, because the problem is I was trying to do this back in 2013-14, and the world wasn't ready for this yet. No one understood my vision. Like, let alone put autism aside, like even without that, like no one could understand it, because no one could relate to what I built. Even now, people are starting to understand it, but even now, it's only this year, 2020, clear vision. People are starting to like get the downloads. They're starting to see a bit of it, but like trying to explain what it is. I go, what is it? A new Facebook? Is it a new? No, it's like, forget what you know. This is like integration and unification on levels you've never seen before. It's like it's an operating system, a game, a platform, a social network, an asset store, an app store. It's everything. It's basically integrating the entire world and internet into one unified like platform, and trying to get investors to understand that. They just think I'm cuckoo. They think, oh, I'm a dreamer. Like, he's head in the clouds. But you look at James Halliday, like a Ready Player One. If you read the book, that is why I talk about that, because it's like a prophecy. I know it sounds crazy, but there's so many parts in that book like that are so parallel to me, because James Halliday had autism too. He grew up in the 80s like I did. He loves 80s retro gaming and music, which I do. Had guitar lessons like I did. he had a really hard childhood as well. I won't go too much into my childhood. Like that's quite challenging as well. Like my dad was on the spectrum as well, undiagnosed. So like he had suffered with depression a lot as well, like I have, and it was just a really hard time. I really bullied at school. I was just completely shut down. I was a social recluse, and anything that made sense was computers and Lego. Lego and computers is what got me through my childhood, basically. And that it's a programming at 8 on a spectrum. Built my first game at 12, like a graphic adventure game. The old text-based. You ever seen a text-based adventure games?
Yeah,
You walk into a dungeon, and there's a door on your left, door on the right. You can say go left, go right. Duck. Like it's a thing called Nightmare. I used to like on TV. A thing called Nightmare, and I had to wear a helmet, and you had to like go through dungeons. And I love Dungeons and Dragons as an RPG and role playing. And I love that. I love fantasy and just escaping into like my own little imaginary world, like Lego, and that's what I. So I was just like James Halliday, and that's when I read that thing. And then in that Ready Player One, it was the first time I saw like someone describing our world, like nearly like about 40% of what our world is was in the book Ready Player One. I was like, oh my god, because I was just describing my vision to people, for all those years, and people kept saying to me, "Oh, was you inspired by Ready Player One?" I was like, "What's that? I never read it." And I started reading it on Easter Sunday. I've only finally got the book on Easter Sunday, and the game and the Ready Player One. If you watched it or read the book, it's all about an egg hunt, Easter egg hunt, and I was like, that universe. that wasn't a coincidence. I was like, oh my god. And I was getting goose pimples and tingles reading it, and it was so much of my vision and game was in that book. And it's like, and it's about some of autism, so I could really relate to the James Halliday character.
Incredible.
It's like the archetype of what I was doing. So, and it sounds nuts, but that's why I started using the Oasis API, because I was like, right, that's a close. It's any way I can get people to understand what the hell I was building. So I was so Ernie Klein is my hero, and Superman, and Mr. Happy. That they're all my like. They're all my heroes. So they all keep me going. So like it's thanks to them that they all like have something to like relate to. So yeah, I sorry from a long sprawling answers. This is why I still struggle with the communication and
No,
summarizing.
please, no apologies needed at all. It's fascinating. I'm tracking with you all the way, and I really liked getting some of the insight, and amazing as well. So much respect for your journey through yoga as well, and bringing yourself to a position where we can be on this call. I'm so grateful that we get to archive this journey and where you are currently in 2020. And I know it's going to, just keep going further forward. And, with all these collaborations, we're having many, many different meetings throughout the week with all different collaborators, and there's financial systems, and there's creative systems, and there's the architecture of, how a group can actually make something together. So yeah, there's definitely support now. And I'd love to take some time for the more technically minded. I can track with you so far, and if I can't, I'll get clarification. But are there any particular, from the tech side, from the coding point of view, from the databases, from the interconnectivity and that sort of thing, because I'd like to just document it, are there any particular aspects that from your visions that you're bringing that don't currently exist, or are they currently, and you don't have to give me any of the secrets, and there could be really important things that you need to develop first before you share them publicly, but from a tech side of things, anything you'd like to explain, or any of the key signatures of what makes Oasis different to old tech?
Yeah, I think it's basically what I've kind of touched on briefly already. Is like how it's just mass like bridge building, mass into operability. How you can just get anything to talk to everything else. Because again, it was just like what inspired me to do that was not just holochain, like bridging the old world to the new world, the old paradigm to new paradigm. Because I know holochain is going to be the future. I think Threefold and holochain are basically building a decentralized distributed internet. But from here to there, we need the migration path. We need to build bridges from the old world to new world, not just the old paradigm to new paradigm, but the old technology as well. And that's the gap I saw, and I thought, right, I need to build that migration path so people on Ethereum so it's basically two levels. It's free. Sorry, what I call legacy, which is like what we have now, which is before blockchain come out, which is like centralized cloud-based architecture we have Facebook accounts and Google, and then we have the blockchain, which is like a step in the right direction, but like it's got its problems because it's trouble scaling. It's getting better now, but like and how it wasn't really when it first came out. It wasn't usable. Like you can't wait 2 hours for like your transaction to go when you buy a cup of coffee. You know, it's like it wasn't usable in the real world, and it also wasn't very efficient. And I just wasn't really taken to blockchain. I just thought, well, what's the point of like all these miners burning up the planet? Like you got to do more and more increasing complication to proof of work. You know, like and it's just using all this processing power, like using all this energy, like burning through the rainforest even faster, just to throw it away. I thought, what a waste! It just seems so inefficient and unscalable. And then I saw Holochain. I thought, that is the future because it's based on nature, agent centric. It puts you in control of your data. You know, the data is stored on your device. But then I just thought, okay, but how do we get from here to here? So basically, that is what the Holochain is. Oasis API is basically bridging like from legacy to blockchain to Holochain, which is
let's talk
which
about
I think
that.
eventually is,
Yeah, I'd love to maybe just extrapolate on that idea of the agent-centric versus cloud-centric. And I'll give you kind of my brief understanding of that, but if there's any way you can sort of pad that out, that'd be awesome. So the way I understand it now with the concept of the cloud is that we have this external thing, you know, it's the cloud, it holds all our data, all our photos, all our conversations, etc. And so I'm walking around here as an agent or a free person, as an avatar, both digitally and in the physical world, but my data is not with me. It's over there in the cloud, and therefore it can be hacked, it can be used by other people. I don't really leverage it. Other people can make money, you know, I can put all this content online, but you know, it's not really mine. And then if I want to go and interact with someone, I can show up, but my data is elsewhere. So I have to go, oh, you got to go and look at it over there. It's in the cloud. And that can work obviously in personal life. I walk up to someone and they have to log on to see my photos, or in the digital space, if you've got someone coming along and sending a ping or having a conversation digitally, they don't have the key data. It's actually in an external object. Whereas this idea of agent-centric operation, which is what the Holochain is based around, from my understanding, is that you carry it with you. So like you were saying, you know, it's like you've got all your photo albums with you, you've got your private information. You can maybe then get some, I don't know, value from it. You might even get paid for your content, etc. Privacy is closer to your heart. And also, I guess there's the interoperability whereby every single agent or every single program or computer or app that talks to each other, they've got everything they need to have their own relationship without having to divert to this sort of centralized cloud-based thing. So that's my understanding of the difference.
Yeah, that's very good, very good explanation. Basically, it's about like making you like I said, you in control of your data, making you sovereign of your own data. So you're in control of your data, and actually can't be siphoned off and sold to the highest bidder. And also, the other big problem is, like you said, being hacked as well. So important, like centralized storage devices. Doesn't matter how much security you put there, like all these top security, even like Azure and Google, you still hear them getting hacked. They have downtime. But when you have your own, store your own data, you kind of, you know, it's not, you're a much smaller target. You know, no one's gonna like try to hack you. Basically, it's not you're not really worth it. Kind of, and also Holochain is very secure as well. So I'm promoting Holochain a lot now because I do really believe in it. I'm very passionate about Holochain because right now I'm really focused on Seeds and Holochain integration and a .NET community. That's what I'm really focused, and Unity, bridging into Unity.NET, Seeds, Holochain, and soon Threefold. And then I'll be coming up to join CivX on the UI layer. But right now I'm building all the guts, all the plumbing behind the scenes, which I'm looking forward to collaborating with Jordan and how we're going to plug all that together.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and Holochain is also great because you like your own like you have your own private network as well, kind of thing. So you have cutting out the middleman. You know, you don't have to pay all these different fees and use exchanges. You don't have to go for people running their own servers. It's a thing called Holoports. I've got one here actually, sat next to me, part of the Holo network, and it's like a distributed cloud hosting service. So everyone has all these Holoports around the world, and they're rolling it out. We're in open alpha at the minute, just about, and they're going to beta probably I think Q1 next year probably. Just like my project, there's been a lot of delays, so I know it's like, and because because when you're building something, we're trailblazers. We're building. That's why I have so much passion. I'm actually going to have a call for Art soon as well. He's a co-founder of that. I'll actually be messaging him after this call, because that's one of the things. I keep getting seeds, holochain. You got to talk to them. So I've got in with seeds now, so I've got to talk to Art. So I'm building bridges with him. But basically, like you can't like hack every single like holoport in the world, because it's distributed, decentralized. It's like you can't take down the holo network because like it's distributed, and there's a thing called a gossip protocol. So your data is stored on your holoport and on your device, but you can choose your full control, and you can choose like what agents you want to play with, like which is basically agencies like users, people. So it's putting people first rather than data centric, which is what we've got now, data first, which is in the cloud. So it's like you're in control of it. You choose who you play with, and you choose who to invite into your network. So each app is an own private network. So even the worst case scenario, if a network got compromised, it's only that mini network. So it's like a network inside a larger network. And then yeah, so I was going there. I don't want to go too far into holochain, but that's another. I could talk hours about that.
For sure.
But it's really, very cool. It basically just saves a lot of stuff which you control, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And would you say that the platform itself is primary over the game? So you did mention that, you know, Our World has a game where you can go and you can plant trees or pick up trash, and you can have an avatar which has, I guess, like a role-playing game. You can level up and you can create things and customize your world, and as you said, do whatever you want. Quite an open world experience. But I'm also definitely getting the feeling that it's more that it's a platform, an operating system, and like Civilization Explorer, which we're building, can exist within it, but so can many other types of games. What for you is the most important part or function of what you're building? Is it the game? Is it the operating system? Is there a particular aspect of the operating system? Like, do you just want privacy to be a really important thing? Do you want people to be able to make money on the internet? Do you want ease of use? Do you want to be able to cross-pollinate communities so that everyone talks to each other better? Do you want better visualization of data? Like, what is the primary functionality that you hope to bring?
I think the key word, I'll sum up everything I do, is unity. I think it's like full uncompromising unity and integration to the nth degree that's never been done before. Well, over the years, I've got better at framing and trying to ground it. Like, if you look at the website and my stuff, I struggle to summarize. That's why I struggle crowdfunding campaigns and things, because I'm very technical. I'm all about detail, which is great for technical documentation. But when I'm trying to pitch it to non-technical people, they get lost in the details. So one of the things I've got better at framing it, and one of the slogans that came to me about a year ago is unity consciousness expressed within the technical sphere. That's a nice way of putting it, basically. And nice. Like, so my gifts is integration and gamification. So it's about it's about integrating and unity, and how we all can come together. Like, not only to the technology, I'm integrating all the technology stacks and all the networks and paradigms for the Oasis API, but then that's also mirrored in the UI, which is Our World, and the Oasis, how then everything can come and play together in one massive open multiverse, which CivX is one of them. Like Jordan's talking about, like he's getting so similar downloads, but having a portal gun, you can jump through portals, and me and Lumi call it portal popping, basically. And you look at Oasis, you've seen that. You see it, you go through portals, you've got like different zones and worlds, even whole universes. And it's just like, and the key was, what the point I was going to say earlier, the whole paradigm, everyone's competing, everyone says it's competition, dog eat dog world. And I was just like, no, why don't we collaborate and work together? Because if we all work together, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Like, if humanity come together and all worked from the same hymn sheet, my God, the whole world transform overnight. Like, we'll be in paradise. And people think it's a dream in the cloud, but look, so many. I'm glad I'm finding people like yourselves, because it's not just something to be a dream. Like you know, we could all live that dream. You know, some say we're dreaming, but I'm not the only one. You know, one day we'll live as one. You know, like he's not a big one of my fans. I love the Beatles. But yeah, like we can achieve that dream, and that's what I'm doing. Like, rather than all these blockchains come out and go, I'm faster, we can process transactions 10 times faster than you, and you know, my thing's bigger than your thing. It's just like, Like, why don't we just work together and work out, right, take the best of both, take the best of bits. That's what I'm doing. So I'm taking the best of holochain, best of freefold. So, and even Ethereum, it's a blockchain, I don't, bits of it, but it's some problems that blockchain solves, holochain doesn't. Like, sometimes you do need a global consensus, a central ledger. So, because on holochain, it's eventual consensus. It's not, you have to wait a while for it to become global consensus, because there's no central store. It's like, so that's why it's so fast. Holochain's instant. It's like, it's basically as fast. There's no delays, because it doesn't have to. Everyone doesn't have to like compute and validate it. It's validated with your local neighborhood, and then gossips and slowly migrates that data to the rest of the network. It doesn't have to wait. That's why it's so fast, because it's distributed. It's not just decentralized. But sometimes you do need that global ledger. So it's the best of everything. So when we work together, and that's not just in the technology stack, it's also in the UI, like with CivX, Our World, Seeds, the game, there's Togetherland, Brett's bringing in. There's so many people who've got different UI experience. Like you say, you name a few others I'm probably not even aware of, which I'd love to get links later on, because I love to play together with everyone. Like, everyone's got a part to play. And when we get out of this competition like mindset of the old world and work out, right, what bits we bring to the party, we can achieve our goals so much faster. We can create that better world. We all share the same goals of a better world, and we can achieve it better when we learn to play together, and we work together, and we don't reinvent the wheel and build like 10 copies, 10 platforms. That's my dream. That's why I created. That's why it's together we can create a better world. And like, I'm not attached to any names or labels or whatever you want to call it. Rainbow Bridge, that Lumi calls it, because rainbow, we're all rainbow beings, so we can relate to that. The age of what we're going to call it. Like, it's just a way of us all learning to come together, and we can work out like who's building what bits, and we can figure out how bits all plug together. And I'm building the underlying architecture to enable that. And that's what the RSA Pi is. That's my dream. It's a way of like plugging all these different pieces and networks together. And then I'm going to branch into Our World, which is the UI version of it. But I have some bricks. Just to say quickly, like I see everything like Lego. I love Lego. So like I call like the Oasis API and Our World like the super glue. It's the magic super glue that ties it all together. And everyone has different bricks to play. Like CFX has some bricks, and everyone else has some bricks. But I have parts of that bricks as well. So I have a storyline of Our World, like the gamification, like in the battle between dark and light, and taking on a dark AI, and like a role-playing game kind of thing, and how you got to come together. And so you can check out the storyline on Our World. I think I shared it with you recently. So like I do have like a storytelling component too. Like I love games, and I love stories, and I love gamification. So I'm a bit of an oddball. Like I'm a bit of both. So I'm a full stack developer. I don't just have the architecture part, but I like the gamification part as well, and the storytelling. But like I said, just doing it on my own has been ridiculous. Like I take on such a mountain, like mountainous task, that I just like. So everyone out there feels inspired by this. I really would love to hear from you. So I really would love like people to come and play and try and help me with non-technical tasks. Like I'm about to launch a Kickstarter campaign, and people can help me with that. Like I need help with the promotional video, and help me summarizing and expressing and framing my ramblings into something that's coherent and people can relate to. Like I'm getting better at it, but I could really do that help. I just want to focus on building now, because I spent so much time trying to explain it. I just want to get on and show and build and show it. And any Unity developers or C# developers out there who feel inspired, like please, like I'd love like to come and play like and work together. And I want to try to team up with CivX. I really want to. I really feel that we can join forces, and I feel like it's not them and us. I want to be the same pool of resources. I want to get to the point, because we're all open source. Like I was open source, OSA Prize open source, so we can just cross pollinate, like you're saying, and we can all work on the same project. But really, it's the same project. It's the new world we're building, and whatever we want to call it, the big overarching project. It doesn't have to be called Our World. I was like the name, because it is the world. But like whatever we want to call it, like like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like we can share. So that's why it is, rather than working in silos and then trying to figure out how to plug it together after, like trying to put the square peg through the round hole. Why don't we work right at the beginning, have open development, open communication, and even share resources and devs, and we can work to both parts. Who's got different strengths. We can work out where each strength is, and they can go and work. This week we're going to work on that part, like say like we can all pour our resources into the avatar builder, so get the avatar out. So Jordan's talking about the same vision of getting this avatar that can be shared everywhere, which is the same part of that. But later on, we might want to pull. Then I may have resources that I can give to Jordan that they need to get this part done. I go, okay, here's and then another time I might need help with the REST API, and he might have some C# developers who could come and help me. You see what I mean? That's my vision of no longer having any boundaries. Exactly what you're talking. No boundaries anymore. No barriers. We just are one team building one world, one platform to live in harmony. That's why I say I embody unity consciousness. Like to really strongly. I really just believe in no more separation. I'm brief. Sorry.
That's amazing. Obviously, you live with such passion. You've dedicated so much of your life to it, and I think it's just testament to the heart that after all of that, you want to just have it open source and share it. And I think this is the new way. And interestingly enough, even though it seems so counterintuitive when we live in a capitalist consumer culture where everything's got PTY, LTD, copyright, it's just like, everyone wants to own things. That is still such a scarcity-based mentality where, I've just tonight come from a potluck dinner, everyone rocks up, brings one little dish, and all of a sudden we've got a feast. And I'm so rich. I've just got more food than I can even eat. And all I did was make one little dish. So it's the same sort of thing that even though we think that, no, the best way to have the feast is to really own my little dish. It's like, no, when we come and we can actually trust each other, but it's like, are you going to put your dish on the table? Well, I won't if you do. We've got to have that trust. So no, here's my dish, and I trust you will too. And then when we prove it to each other again and again, then we are full. We've got the feast, we've got all that we need. So yeah, huge respect to you. It's a very saintly endeavor in the modern age to be open source. But also I'm interested as a direct call out, because I did read one of the things you put out to do with the apprenticeships you're offering or the training. For those who are watching this as well, some people might have particular skills to do with marketing or being able to help you make a trailer video and all those sort of things. So please do reach out to David, and we can put some links when we put this out. But with the apprenticeship or the scholarship or that kind of thing, what's that program about?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. Like I've been working on my own so long, I sometimes forget about all the bits to try to fit in. So thank you for reminding me. What I call it's a thing called it's two branding names for it. One is Your Second Chance.icu. That site's going to be going live. Wow. Soonish, like I said, if I get help, it will go quicker. And that's basically a training platform built on top of the REST API with the avatar karma system. So you gain karma as you train and improve your skills. And that originally was inspired because I wanted to help people like me on the spectrum, autistic spectrum, and disadvantaged people. Because they're all some are like little mini geniuses, gifted with computers like me myself. I thought that's an untapped resource. So I thought, well, where are the rest of the Aspies? That's a little name we call ourselves, or people on the spectrum out there. Because I just go to the yoga shows, Yoga for Autism, and I spent a lot of time getting to know I actually know from my personal experience, but talking to parents and carers, people who are fully autistic in wheelchairs, people who have no hope. I've been told you're going to be on medicated the rest of your life, you're never going to have a job. And my heart was going out to them. And I was crying inside. I was no, everyone was so negative. All it talks about, everyone's just talking about what you can't do and limiting. I was like, no, forget what you're told. My slogan of Yoga for Autism is called Unleash Your Full Potential. And I'm wearing my wristband here. It's a bit faded now. I probably can't really show it very clearly, but it's hearts and smiley faces. And it's called Unleash Your Full Potential. You can check that out. yogaforautism.org. It's a website. But I need to come back to that because I've had to park it for a few years to focus on our world. But that was why I created the training platform, is to free them with the yoga and meditation and mindfulness, what helped free me, which basically autism is basically just need to ground and get into their bodies. They're all in their headspace, and they're very, because autists are just high vibration beings. They're I won't go too far out. I don't know, your audience want to put them off, but they're old souls, and they just want to they just need help grounding and get into the bodies, basically. And that's what it is, and that helped me. And that's what I created a training course to basically teach everything I know, and then give them jobs, free training and jobs to help co-create our world and the satellite apps and games that plug into it, what I call moons, because the sun, I've got a thing called something called star. Star creates our world, can create planets, and then you can create moons or satellites that plug into it. So basically, I created a digital twin of the solar system. It started with a digital twin of you, the avatar, then digital twin of the world, and now I've gone to digital twin of the solar system, and eventually it'll be a digital twin of the galaxy and the universe. But that's later on. That's the races. I don't think small. That's a problem. I'm a big dreamer, but yeah, but I always believe if you follow your dreams, it will eventually, as long as you don't give up, like your dreams will manifest. But then anyway, come back to say tangent again. Come back to your thing. But then I've realised, what about everyone else? The homeless, the unemployed, kids on the streets, disadvantaged people, drug addicts who are trying to rehabilitate, people in prison, all the people the world's turned their back on, and like they've got untapped resources. And some people like are homeless people, and they're like super Einsteins. They're like geniuses. They're probably a genius programmer. You make better than me. Like, and they're just like right now sweeping the streets or in prison, or do you know what I mean? Like some I bet people, autistic people, may not even autistic, you know, Down syndrome, anything. And I was just like I just want to give them that second chance. So that's why it's called Your Second Chance. Like I want to believe in them again, like help them believe in themselves again. And I believe everyone's got a gift for the world. It's just a matter of finding it, and it's about encouraging like creativity, imagination, and let them just be their own boss, and just need someone to hold their hand and just give them that ray of hope again. And that was what inspired me to do that. And the other branding was the Justice League Academy. Like I said, I feel like the archetype of Superman. I love Superman. He's my role model. He's my childhood hero, and still is my hero. And the Justice League Academy was to appeal more to kids, but also adults as well. I mean, there's a lot of geeks out there who are really into Superman and comic book fans and that. And like, so I'm a half geek. So like two things. One is the Second Chance, and one is the Justice League Academy. But really, it's the same training platform underneath, but it's just the branding of it to appeal to different audiences. So
and so people rock up to that, and then you'll teach them to code and program for free. Is that right? And then you'll give them a job to actually help you program the Oasis.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it's open to everyone. It's free. There's no previous skills experience required. That's the other thing. I saw this barrier to entry. Like all these computer training courses, 10 grand. You need to have GCSEs. You need this. No, you're cutting people out. Like, how are we? People are stuck. So many people get judged and go, "Oh, you're bum, you're unemployed." But like, all they need is a chance. They want to change. Every human being, every soul, like wants to flourish and thrive. They don't want to be in this state. They don't want to feel shit about themselves. They want to get up in the morning and believe in themselves and have a purpose in life. They just need someone to give that chance, and I want to give them that chance. And I believe in like rather than also working on with these older training courses now, you work on dummy apps and games and things that never see the light of day. You work on a training course. And do you know what I mean? Like a demo application. On the training course I'm providing, you work on the actual races. I trust them and I empower them. You work on the live code, on the real live open source code. You come straight in because it's peer reviewed. They check the code in, and it's a thing called GitHub, your pull request. So it just won't break it because I can check the code before it gets submitted. So they submit it, and then I teach her and I mark it. Like obviously with love and compassion. I'm not like, oh, what is this crap? Like no, like I'm like full of love and patience. Like I said, I had to learn a lot of patience, and a lot of love and unconditional love for people. That's another good autistic trait. And then that, so you know that you from day one you're working on something straight away. Your efforts from day one is going on to making the world a better place. You're working on a live system, and it's just like, and it just expands itself. And you know what I mean? And then so you know you're not going to throw that away. You work on your own hours. You work in your own time, because I had problems with my sleep because of the autism. So like they want to work at 4 a.m. and they want to work from home, fine. You want to come to work in an office, fine. If you want to work on your own hours, fit around, you can do anything you want. It's like completely open. It's fully empowering them to work and train. Like basically you're working and training at the same time. So you're building the stuff while you're learning, and then you get a paid job at the end of it. So that's the thing. And that's why I need funding. I need some philanthropy and investors as well, not as in the crowdfunding, people who are touched by this story and just want to make this dream come alive. And like I said, my friend, it's been so long. Like I've had all this since 2013. All this came to me in 2013. I woke up at 4 a.m. with download an inspiration of all of it. The whole plan I just laid out. All of this has been my dream since 2013. But oh my God, my God, trying to get people to believe in it because it just sounds crazy, wild, too good to be true. And do you know what happened the first time I launched this on Facebook? Everyone said it's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. You can't. It's too good to be true. And people said you're blinding them with your light. Your light's so bright that you're blinding them. They can't accept it. It was too good for it. And it sounds too good to be true. It must be true. People just don't even believe in that goodness. But now I think it wasn't time yet. I was basically ahead of my time. That's the problem. So it's been a very hard journey for me to learn patience and not giving up on this dream because I believe in a better world and I believe in helping people. So anyway,
incredible. My
that's
brother,
my story.
Yeah, it's been such an honor to capture it tonight. Thank you so much for stepping in for this hour to really just share your dream. And it has been heard and it's been recorded. And I'm so honored to be a part of the network, still in a network to rally together to support each other's gaps, to allow strengths to match weaknesses, or surpluses to match deficits, so that we can all do this together. But I just want to say, as from person to person, I just respect, the way that you've just stuck to your integrity of being so generous, of offering these free trainings, of giving so much, of trying to take it all on your shoulders, and also of honoring the vision. When we see a potential that doesn't exist yet, it takes a lot to hold belief in that thing when there's so many other counter arguments, or people that just say it's too good to be true, or they're just not up to, the technology hasn't educated, because we get educated by technology. A new app comes out, a new device, and we go, oh, this is possible, wow, it doesn't have to be plugged in, what is this magic? And eventually we'll actually be able to understand the potential of the operating system that you see. So yeah, thank you for believing in yourself, and thank you for continuing to serve.
It's been a long journey. Like I said, sometimes I just throw in the towel, because I used to make like £500 a day, like 110 grand a year contracting in London, and I gave it all up, and I've been like borderline poverty, homeless. Like I've been almost homeless a few times, like just surviving the scraps, because the crowdfunding campaign, like I've raised £700 in like 9 years. Which is pretty like abysmal, really. And I just like trying to get people to believe in the vision. And I don't know what it is. Like, I just disconnect somewhere. Like, I don't know. I was explaining it correctly. Maybe it wasn't time yet. But I believe it was all about. It was a lesson from the universe. It was my inner soul growth. It was my soul path, my contract. Like I had to go through this tests and trials and tribulations to, like, I don't know, like to go through this thing. Like I had a really hard, and one of the hardest things was not to compare, like, and I'm honest and open. Like it was, when I saw SIPX, it was I was really excited and passionate. At the same time, I was also like a bit upset as well. At the same time, I was like, that's my baby, that's my dream. And and I was like to Jordan, like, I think, oh, you're not cool. Yeah, you're not cool with Jordan. I said, how did you do it, brother? Like I was really happy, I support you guys. And I was just like, how did you do it? Like how did you? Because oh, just run a Facebook group. So like, I did all this for 7 years, but they did. No one came, and not everyone would be paid, and I didn't have much. It's chicken egg. I couldn't do it, but I was something missing. But I think it was just the journey I had to go through. Like and I had to learn, like, not to be my ego. And like another hero is Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. That book is what I've read it like 20 times. And I'm going to read it again now. Like that is what helps you to surrender, trust. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't just focus on your thing. And like just keep believing in yourself, and just keep surrendering and letting go, and not have attachment. And maybe things haven't gone as I like nowhere near how I would like, but like the key was not to give up, and eventually it will all work out. And I keep getting that guidance, just trust, and surrender. And it's just been, I had to dig so deep, man. The burnout when I couldn't walk and talk. I lost my daughter. I got a 10-year-old daughter I haven't seen for 9 years. Because of the autism. I haven't got time to fight for her. I went to court 3 times. I got no more money left to get her back. So I've had to just surrender that, like let my daughter, not let her go, but I know she's going to come back to me. I was told now she's 10, I'm going to get her back to when she's 10. So anytime now. So I think this is what it's going to happen when finally I'm recognized. Finally, when our world, like, it gets known, I think that is when my daughter will come and seek me out, because I'll be like, April Carnell, if you're listening, like, I'm your dad. She doesn't even know I'm her dad, because last time I saw her, she wasn't even talking. She doesn't even exist at the minute, I don't think. So it's quite a challenging journey. Like I said, I used to talk about the challenges. So the autism, I bounced around a lot. And so that was it. Like, and the burnout, and then the financial difficulties, and just like feeling not supported basically, and just getting people to trying to believe. Because like, you know, what you're saying now, I'm really grateful for the kind words. And because I kept thinking, this is a good thing I'm doing. Like, why don't people help me? Like, I'm trying to help the world. I'm like, help me help you. Like I'm just so frustrated with humanity. I had so much patience with them. I'm like, look, I'm trying to help you. Why don't you help me? And all I cared about was making money, return on investments, and being selfish and greedy. And I just like, where are the good people in the world? And sometimes I felt like giving up. And I was like, is this world worth saving? And I had to go for a lot of inner work to hold on like by a thread sometimes, to keep believing in myself and believing in humanity, and that this world and humanity can be saved. And it was worth pursuing. Like, my head wanted to quit so many times, but Dave, just go back to contracting, you're doing well, be like the rest of them, be selfish, go and make some good money that you used to. Because now I'm in massive debt, I had health problems, I burnt out, I've lost my daughter, I've lost everything, like, but I'm still going. And now, and then I see my dream like slipping away. Like, I thought with Civex, well, that's how well done then. But I was like, no, it's just like, we're all co-creators. I had to let that go as well. Like, it didn't manifest as I wanted. Now, like, that's how to embody what I've been preaching. Together we can create a better world. It didn't happen how I thought it was, because I thought the platform would be there by 2015. You know, like 2 years. I thought it was enough time to build a platform, but I'm still waiting for the funding to even begin building that part. But you know, like universe has a ways of teaching us. I just got to trust that this was all divinely orchestrated in divine timing, and I just got to surrender and trust that. And I'm still growing, I'm still learning, like we all are, and I'm still digging deep. And but I'm so grateful, man, for those kind words. Like, that's what I need. Sometimes I see one person, sometimes just one few kind words, just to make me, just to validate what I'm doing is worth it, and it is worth not giving it up, and it is worth to keep going. And you know, do you know what I mean? And then sometimes, you know, even people can't donate a pound, even a pound will help. But even just some kind words, or just spreading some links on Facebook or anything, like, just do that little bit. And if everyone did that, then that's it, job's done. You know what I mean? That's 6 billion, 8 billion people. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's more than enough. Even just take 10% of those people, like, just share the link or said something nice or gave a pound.
So what's the best link?
Like,
what is the best link for Our World for people to check out? What's the website?
Yeah, ourworldthegame.com, I think, is the best one. Yeah, and that's the main website. And then you'll see links to the GitHub open source repository, and also gofundme.com/ourworldthegame. That's the crowdfunding campaign. I chose that one because there's no time limit, because that's basically been running forever. And I've got a yoga forward system one as well. And I've got a few other projects, like the Global Healing Network. It's like a way of healing people through attention, you know, distance healing. You can heal people through, like, intention. That's built on the Oasis platform. And then also the Light Net, I call it, the Next Gen Network, and that's a new social network built on it. All this has been brewed 2013. I planned. I didn't. It's not mine. It's not me. It's the universe gave me this downloads. It goes, right, this is your mission. This is why you're on Earth. Here's what you're going to build. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, how hard can it be?
Okay. Thank you, universe. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I was like, all right, no pressure then. I was like, fine. I'll just, yeah, here we are. So yeah, thank you. I'm so glad we did this interview finally, because
Me too.
as you said, like you'll say, like, I've had burnout, and that's why I had problems with having me sleeping, because of the energy. So I had a lot of problems with my health, and I'm really great. Like, I pushed myself to stick to this agreement, like you said, and I'm really glad, because now you've energized me, and I'm like, I feel like I've had like a full night's sleep, and I don't even being tired anymore, because the energy just comes from it. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
like, when you just step out, get out of your head and get out of your own way, and just connect to your heart energy and your soul energy. Like, the universe is abundant, and there's abundance of energy, and you just gotta just align yourself to the energy, and then you can do anything. You can fly. We can all be superheroes. You can, you know what I mean? It's just believe. And I honestly, lately, I stopped believing in myself, like, because it got so hard and so dark. Because I lost my twin flame last year in Bali as well. Like, that's really hard. And so I'm suffering heartbreak. Lost my daughter. Lost my girl of my dreams. Like, the money situation, I'm thinking, I don't know how I can pay my rent today. I don't know if I can like afford to eat today. Like, all this stuff, it's been mental. And trust and surrender, so I'll get going. And I just find, like, why am I doing this? So, like, I'm just gonna get a freaking job. Like, oh God, like, no, my heart's like, no, you can't give up now. You come so far, David. You're right at the finishing line. Like, you know, you need that. I can feel it. It's light at the end of the tunnel. We just gotta keep going.
Time is
So anyway,
now,
sorry, I
definitely.
talk a lot. Sorry. I
No,
think I needed this. This is counselling. This has been therapy. Thank you for this therapy session. I
pleasure.
live on my own, so I don't talk. I don't have you in contact. I'm like locked down. I'm just like sat on my own. So yeah, I go a
Yeah,
bit mad sometimes.
I understand. Yeah, no, no. Thank you for sharing all that, and I think we've had huge insight. So those who are watching or listening to this podcast, yeah, let's reach out. Let's support our world. Um, let's train our own understanding of what the potential is, so that when the next revelation, when the next possibility comes, when you have something, something pop up on your feed, you understand that these are actual real world potentials for us all to interact with, even if you don't have the capacity to step in as a programmer right now. At least use the new platforms as these new apps come out, and start to think differently, start to think in an open source way, start to participate, because users of platforms obviously bring collateral, they bring attention, they bring market value. So yeah, let's step up with the pioneers, even if we can't see the vision of people like David who are way ahead of their time. Let's at least have the humility when something is presented to say, okay, cool, well, I'll use it, I'll try it. And of course, if you can donate, please step up and do that. If you want to learn how to program, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity. As you said, a second chance, or the Justice League, step in, learn to program, and learn to not program in the backwaters of the internet, but actually have live code and actually participate in this burgeoning field of whether it be holochain or the Internet of Things, or the new world that we're all co-creating. And yeah, like you said, April Cornell, if you're out there, if you hear this, reach out as well. May all these things come to fruition. Wishing you so much love, brother. And obviously our friendship and our collaboration exists beyond this podcast. So I'll see you at the next meeting. You too.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to you and your audience. I love you all so much, and I just want to say, just don't give up hope, people who are listening out there. Like, you can achieve your dreams, and I think that's I think that's part of my thing, to embody that hope. Like, that's why Superman is my role model, kind of thing. Like, that symbol means hope, that chest. So it's just like not to give up, and like a better world is coming, and we can co-create that world together, and just to keep going. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. So love you all. So
Big love, brother. Thank you so much for your heart.
Thank you.
Big love.
Peace, man.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'll see you soon.
See
Bye.
you soon.